How y'all doing?
All right, y'all. We've been messing with our tech stuff and our restream software that we paid a lot of money for was terrible.
Yeah.
So it was affecting our streaming, it was affecting the quality of the video, it was affecting the quality of the audio. So this time we're streaming straight to YouTube, and hopefully it improves your
Yeah.
uh AV
Yeah.
experience, and we
Just
can.
wanted to say real quick two things. Give us a 5x5. Also, for the people in the chat, you have to be subscribed to the channel to chat. So if you're there and you're like, why isn't it letting me chat? Just go ahead and click the subscribe button and it will instantly let you chat. So there you go.
So we're gonna be covering two articles tonight. So I'm gonna jump right into it. And without the software, we won't be able to share the article on the screen. So
Yeah.
I wanted to share this little video as well. If I can remember, I'll post it in the comments down below. But this is called Project Aurora. BIS. This is brought to us by Zero Hedge. BIS. That's the Bank of International Settlements. If you remember, the really super gigantic Jabba the Hutt fat guy, the Spanish dude that talks about like taking your money and not knowing where you used to spend $100 and all that stuff.
Interesting.
It's that guy. Well, he's the mouthpiece for that, for BIS, Bank of International Settlements, which Bank of International Settlements is the new version of the CCI, the bank that laundered all the coke money for the CIA during Iran Contra, that Anglo-American bank, CCIP or something like that. That's what BIS is. While the IMF is currently gearing up to introduce its new global CBDC system called UMU, also known as Unicoin, so we've covered all those topics here on the channel, the Bank for International Settlements has been busy with multiple projects designed to centralize all international banks and central banks into a single umbrella network that allows for quick cross-border transactions using digital currencies. In other words, a cashless society. One such concept, called Project Icebreaker, covered that in the past, dealt
Yeah.
specifically with
Yeah.
creating a SWIFT-like bottleneck system, which would allow global banks to regulate and eventually homogenize all currencies into a single one world exchange model that would give them the power to cut out any nation or company that does not meet their ideological approval. Oh, that's cool. The latest idea from BIS is Project Aurora, which may be even more disturbing than Icebreaker in its implications. Aurora is designed to use machine learning, aka AI, as a tool to monitor vast flows of financial transactions from all over the world in order to identify specifically flagged patterns. The BIS says that this is meant to discover criminal money laundering structures protected by money mules. However, in order for the AI to sift through global transactions in real time, corporate banks and governments would have to create extensive, streamlined access to accounts, then open the doors wide for AI to operate with impunity.
So my question is, are they going to release this AI thing to stop money laundering supposedly on our own government? Because that would be awesome.
Well, that
That'd
that
be
will
great.
never happen. Most of the money laundering is bank to bank and deep state or intellectual, the the intellectual deep state and all the CIA, FBI, Mossad, MI6, all that stuff. They're the guys that do all the drug running and all the money laundering.
Yeah.
And then, the feds, the federal bank, the, the, the Federal Reserve, the banking cartel. They do all of the money laundering, with the Jeffrey Epsteins of the world and all that stuff. Some banks are already implementing their own private AI monitoring systems to catch unusual account activities, but Aurora would require international access on a scale that would be incredible as well as horrifying. So, all you have to do is reference the current lawsuit going on in the Virgin Islands between J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon, and Jeffrey Epstein, and Jepstein's Island, and Heavy Snacks, and all that other super creepy, like, child as currency, children as currency kind of stuff going on down there. Much like the drug war was used as a rationale in the US and Europe to give governments unfettered access to citizens' finances, right? When, let's see, Mena, Arkansas, and Barry and the boys, remember Barry Seals and the CIA? And in the name of like fighting drugs, they were like the biggest drug cartel in the world, and they were actually bringing all the drugs into the country. And Freeway Ricky Ross and Gary Webb, who suicided himself. Remember Gary Webb, and Freeway Ricky Ross and all that stuff. Yeah, all those people that were fighting the drug war. Nancy said, just say no, and Ronnie Reagan. And the next thing you know, oh, that's how we were funding Iran Contra with that bank that supposedly no longer exists. It's now known as BIS, which was formerly known as CCI something. I think it's CCI.
It's just totally a rigged system.
Yeah, it's all drug money, and it's all money laundering, all of it. It's all money laundering. It's all drug money.
Well, that's how we have billionaires and everything like that.
And that's everything that Jeffrey Epstein did, and everything that J.P. Morgan does. I mean, that's what they were doing. A power which has since been abused in a number of ways. In some cases, accounts can be seized on the mere suspicion of a crime rather than a conviction. Aurora relies on the boogeyman of money laundering to give governments and global banks vast surveillance powers. The project focuses on AI, is presented as if this will protect individual privacy, but all AI programs serve their makers. Whoever controls the AI also controls who the AI targets. And we know from Richard Grove, he was a whistleblower, and it wasn't Deloitte and Touche, but it was one of those companies that designed the software to prevent the infractions. Actually all had backdoors in it to facilitate the infractions. So it was like one of those deals. And it's going to be the same thing with Project Aurora. The idea of a worldwide AI integrated bank monitoring system in the hands of the BIS or other globalist institutions is immensely dangerous. One could even imagine a future in which personal accounts are frozen regularly for any number of infractions, from financial to political. Not that we've seen that stuff happen with like Kanye and all this stuff.
Actually, an article just came out today about the old Apple. I was reading about it, and they've shut down some bank accounts or like froze them or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. And it's some crazy stuff. Yeah. But that whole AI thing plays right on into social credit score, and it'll scan your bank account, and it'll scan what you've been buying and who you are, if you're a Christian or whatever, and they can shut you down pretty quick.
So that was the first article we wanted to cover, and the second article, which I thought was just as interesting and rather timely and rather bizarre, but we are in Clown World 2.0. So if you're feeling the Clown World love, go on over to TheTexasBoys.com and maybe get a Clown World 2.0 t-shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe grab some unvaccinated honey money
right here. We got it in 1 gallon size containers.
And I think we restocked on the 1 gallons because they almost sold out again.
Yeah, they almost sold out. And then we had to run back to our local bee guy, and we're like, hey, we need some more honey money. So
we need some more gallons. So thank all y'all for supporting the channel and buying some native mud. So, okay, so this is another article on Zero Hedge that I thought was timely. Like totally Orwellian, dude. Nearly a third of Gen Z favors government surveillance cameras in every household. Nearly a third. Nearly one third of Gen Z says they'd be fine with government installed surveillance cameras in every household. I mean, if you're not doing anything illegal, what are you so worried about? If the government puts surveillance cameras in your
Well,
household
I just want to feel safe, you know?
under the guise of reducing domestic violence and other illegal activity. And there wouldn't ever be any creepy, weird uh,
No,
PDF files or anything like
never,
watching you or anything like that.
never,
Wouldn't be anything like
never.
that going on. But would you favor or oppose the government installing surveillance cameras in every household to reduce domestic violence, abuse, and other illegal
It's sad
activity?
that we're even talking about this because that's so crazy to even think about that.
So this was a survey that the Cato Institute put on. Of the responses, 29% of those aged 18 to 29 said, sure, yeah, that would be great. As the New York Post notes, in 1791, the utilitarian philosopher Jeremy Bentham proposed building a panopticon in which people's behaviors could be monitored at all time. But Bentham's panopticon was meant to be a prison. A sizable segment of Generation Z would like to call it home. And we referenced the word panopticon several times on the channel. The concept, it was like an open jail with a well in the middle, and the jailers could watch everything that went on from the outside, from the exterior.
Hmm,
And that's what a panopticon is. It's basically kind of like living in a fishbowl.
interesting.
And, Jeremy Bentham was one of these Malthusian utilitarians. Um, and for any of y'all that watched that series Lost, that's where that hat tip was to Jeremy Bentham. When it comes to other age brackets, 20% of millennials between the ages of 30 and 44 also want everyone watch. 20% of millennials. Then wisdom appears to kick in as just 6% of Americans age 45 and older were okay with government surveillance
Yeah,
in
that's
every
what I thought.
every home. Yeah, 6%.
Yeah.
And that's unreal. Broken down by politics, 19% of libs and 18% of centrists agreed that our daily lives should be monitored by the government for our own safety.
Yeah. Same
While,
reason why they want to take our guns away.
yeah,
So
while 7 to 11% of those who identify as conservative, very conservative,
Christian.
or very liberal,
Yeah.
or maybe like uh, what was that? The previous, before they hijacked the term liberal, like the historical liberal agreed in what appears to be a horseshoe issue that unites both ends of the political spectrum. It is the middle that has the ethic of the old German secret police or the KGB. Maybe that's not surprising considering the way respectable liberal institutions now run themselves, from Ivy League campuses to the publishing industry to the digital domains of the book face. There is an Orwellian sense of perpetual emergency and irrational fear that misinformation and hate speech will overwhelm society unless every utterance is subject to a censor's scrutiny.
Yep.
Even Orwell didn't imagine newspeak would require new pronouns. And that's funny. That was in the New York Compost there. Broken down by race, 33% of Black Americans said they're fine with government in home surveillance, as did 25% of Hispanics, 11% of whites. It must be because of their white privilege.
Yeah, stinking white people.
And 9% of Asians, respectively. The question was asked as part of the Cato Institute survey on American attitudes on the prospect of a central bank digital currency. What's interesting about that is that 53% of Americans who support a CBDC also support in-home surveillance cameras. Well, you better support perpetual surveillance, because CBDC is completely and totally about absolute control. Uh, Notably, Americans who support CBDC stood out in how they think about in-home government surveillance cameras. A majority, 53% of Americans who support a CBDC support the government installing in-home surveillance cameras to reduce abuse or other illegal activity. So for one, they either think, they either think that there is abuse and illegal activity going on in their home and it'll somehow stop it, or they think that there's abuse and illegal activity going on in everybody else's home except theirs. This suggests that some of the psychology behind support for a CBDC springs from an above average comfort level with trading some personal autonomy and privacy for societal order and security. What's more is those who view the Federal Reserve favorably are more likely to support CBDC. Duh. Those who view the Federal Reserve favorably are more likely to support a CBDC. And they got some bar graphs here that is very interesting. Wish I could share the bar graph, but maybe what I'll do as well is I will post this article in the comments, in the show notes. But what do you guys think about all of this CBDC stuff, and also the BIS using AI to stop money laundering? I would say I call hooey and philly on all of
and
that.
also we already have loads of surveillance anyway. We slice it, with the phones and the laptops and everything
The Internet
else.
of Things,
Yeah, it's just,
all the smart devices.
So then why
and
would
the
you want
5G.
even more surveillance?
It's unbelievable. I mean, you
It's, like,
almost wonder
crazy.
how there could be more
I
surveillance,
know.
because
Yeah.
everything is drag and drop, track and trace, 5G, Internet of Things. Like your refrigerator is going to be ratting on you, your
No,
toaster.
straight up.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, because, with those new fridges, they actually put cameras inside of them and everything. I mean, they wanna put cameras on everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, and in all the vehicles now, there's just like 40,000
Yeah.
cameras. There's
Yeah.
28 cameras outside and 44 cameras inside.
Yeah.
You know how many cameras are on your phone, and some are staring back at you, and
Uh-huh.
on every side, everything has a camera on it.
Always listening. Yep. It's
Mm.
crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, well, and America is a prison planet, so
That's true.
and it is a private prison system that's privately held and privately owned, and the district of criminals hold the private stock and make all the money off of the private prison system. So then there's that. So what Curly Q Stooge is back. Carlos is on. Keelan RC, what's up? Mark C, how you doing tonight? Bertie Inadell, wow, haven't seen you in a while. Michelle Slack, thanks everybody for hanging
Mark
out
C.
tonight.
Yep.
Is what we're going to be on here for a couple minutes. We have the perpetual lab. Well, we have the bio weapon. We somehow caught the bio weapon for the 49th time. It was really interesting. We had someone commented on Matt's last video and says they haven't been sick until they did like a deep cleanse like 4 years ago or something bizarre like that. But lucky them, I guess.
And I'm really sorry about the audio being out of sync. That's my editing software's fault because I put it in the editing software. I watched the whole entire thing, and then when I encoded it and posted it, it must have
Yeah, we've
got
been
out of
having
sync.
an
So
enormous amount of tech
yeah, it's
gremlins,
just
and I can't wait till all this technology is running everything.
it's
It's going
in
to be
my head.
great.
It's in my head. It's gonna be great.
Nothing's gonna go
It's
bad. I
gonna be
mean, they
awesome.
just released the human trials for Neuralink, so there's that good news. So anybody that's looking for some good news, there only
It's
10
bad.
only 10 of the 15 monkeys involved in the monkey trials like died or were maimed or speak with a lisp or whatever or drag their back legs or whatever. So it's kind of cool that the FDA has decided that Neuralink is safe and effective. And, Elon is very excited to bring us Neuralink.
Also, did you see like the crazy Apple VR headset that just came out? That
James was telling me that the good fed
thing is
Marquez Brownlee, in between like pimping for the vaccine, he was talking about the Apple goggles. Yes.
dude, it's super creepy.
Yeah.
Like it's bad.
It's awesome.
It's
and I heard it
so
costs like
bad.
$3,500 or $3,800.
Yeah,
too,
it's
so.
bad. Like, man, it's gonna be Orwellian, like sci-fi status when people are like walking around. You're not gonna be able to see their face and their eyeballs.
Yeah, artificially,
Like
it
straight up.
virtually projects a rendered copy of your eyes on the goggles so that
Yep.
people think you're looking at them
And then like
while you're
it can
doing
do
all your
FaceTime,
metaverse stuff.
but then it animates your like head or whatever. It's weird and creepy, and it tracks your eyeballs and you like tap or whatever. The whole thing was like bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So the whole thing was pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. So
there's that good news. So some good news that came out this week. Neuralink and the FDA
yep.
are linked up and they're pushing that through. So that's exciting.
Yeah,
Good
very
stuff.
exciting. I can't wait to get it. Get like I don't know how big they're saying the screw, like the circle size hole.
It's only going to cut like a quarter size hole out of your skull permanently. You only have a soft spot in your head.
You won't be able to wear like a hat or bump your head accidentally, or it'll go straight into your brain.
You'll
or
have
something.
to wear like a soft helmet and you'll have to drive a short bus or something like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. I wonder if the video that everybody's seeing is inverted like it is on our.
Probably. If I had to guess. I don't know if there's a way to do.
Yeah, I don't see anything where it says like invert screen or anything like that. But
also, we're trying out just a subscription only feed. So okay. Well, there you go. Maybe it's just us.
Flipped around.
So anyway, we're only doing a subscription only feed. So that means you just have to be subscribed to the channel to be on the chat. So if you press the subscribe button, it should instantly let you chat. And I just wanted to try it out because it was something new that I've never tried before. And I just wanted to try it out tonight and see how it went. So yeah.
It was surprisingly detailed in its explanation of how. It also told me SpaceX rocket would blow up a day before it even launched. Huh.
Really?
What was that? Chat GPT?
No way.
What? I don't know.
Was it?
Mark C's comment is out of context. I don't know why. I don't know if I missed.
It also told me was Mark C. Go ahead and say are you talking about Chat GPT told you that?
I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it's up further.
Maybe.
You missed the one above.
Oh, sorry.
Where did I miss? It must be way up
one
there.
Of these kids.
That must be up
somewhere higher. Up here. I don't know. I don't see it, weirdly enough.
They memory hold it, Mark.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it uses Chat GPT.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Huh. So it asked it, and then it said it was gonna blow up.
That's interesting.
That is funny.
It's like predictive program brought to you by Chat GPT.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, y'all. Well,
Think that's
we're
about
probably
it.
gonna, yeah, we're probably
That's
gonna
about
jump
it.
off and
Yeah.
like we're continuing to try to get better from the bio weapon.
The
I don't understand.
the old
Like
bio.
we used to be very healthy people.
Dude, like 3 years ago, we wanna get sick for, like we might get sick, like, once a year, and it would be for, like, maybe 24 hours, and it would be, like,
Yeah, I don't
barely anything,
understand this stuff ever since.
because that was we're still doing it, but, we were doing our, no dairy, no sugar, all that type of good stuff, or no, we were just doing, no dairy and no gluten,
Yeah,
and we were doing really,
no
really good,
no
and,
dairy, no
you
gluten,
know
no problems.
and, yeah, so now they figured out something else to
Yeah, I
spray
guess
or do
so. I don't
something,
know
I
what
don't
they're
know.
doing,
I don't know.
but hopefully we'll figure something out soon here.
Alright, so real quick, we just wanted to tell y'all about the TexasBoys.com. Go check it out. We sell our unvaccinated honey in 1 gallons and several different kinds. And then also we have our CBD coffee over there, and that's absolutely incredible. And our Lion's Mane coffee and our native mud, and it is really, really good. And everybody that has tried our honey has really, really loved it. So I would love for
Yep.
you to go try it out. And we sell it in like little, like sample bottles, like 1
1
pound.
pounders. Yeah.
So anyway, that is it for today, y'all. And love y'all so much. Thanks for everybody for tuning in to today's video. And we'll see y'all later. All right. Bye-bye. All right. Cool.
All right. There we go.
All righty. See y'all later.
Dude, I don't know what was up